Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Lenny Rao here. Just give us a few minutes. We're going to kick off here shortly. Just trying to work out a few technical kinks really quickly. If you can hear me, can you give me a 1 in the chat box? I just want to check audio and do a couple just overall technical checks. So if you can hear me, just give me a 1 in the chat box, please.
That would be Jim and Ken, Tony, a couple others. That'd be great.
Yep, it doesn't have to be a 1. Just give me something in the chat box to let me know that you can hear my voice.
Looks good. Everybody's indicating they can hear you. By the way, everybody, this is Patrick Tuttle, and just want to welcome everybody here. And I'll be answering questions as we go through the presentation to share with you, what we think is the best and perfect content product on the market right now. So looks like everybody's okay. They can hear everything fine. So let's go ahead and rock and roll.
All right, sounds good. All right, so first off, like Patrick said, I really want to thank everybody for taking time out of your day to check out this webinar. I don't do a lot of webinars, but when we do have them, it's really because we come across something that we feel you can really benefit from, and it doesn't matter if you're in the video marketing, it doesn't matter if you're building mass page sites. This content creator is one of the best that I've seen, and I've used quite a bit of them. So I think once you see a demonstration of what it can do for you, and we walk through this brief really quickly, you'll have some ideas of what you can do with it. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and kick off. This won't be a death by PowerPoint. It's only 10 slides, so we're going to try to work through the slides quickly, and then I'm going to let either Patrick or Rick do a demonstration for you so you can see exactly how it works. All right, so and at the end, we're going to have 4 exclusive bonuses for anybody that decides to pick this up, but you won't be able to see those until the end. So just stick around with us, and we'll feel free to ask your questions as we move through the presentation. All right. So first off, again, Patrick introduced himself, but for those of you that may not know Patrick, he is one of the product owners for the content creator we'll be talking about today. He's also put out other products like the Niche Duplicator, the Image Duplicator, the Wonder Silo plugin, the Ranking Factory tool, which is the automated version of Gary Efron's UVR, the Ultimate Video Ranking Course. And so as you can see, Gary and Patrick are the product creators, and the developer is Nevin. You may know Nevin from the Authority Indexer, Lightspeed Indexer. And again, like I say, he is the developer on this product.
Hey, Lenny, I can't see your slides, man.
You cannot see my slides?
No.
Oh, let me, it must have kicked off real quick. Here, let me go back. How about now?
There we go. Now we got it.
All right, good to go. Sorry about that. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a technical guy when it comes to webinars, but again, this is just a quick welcome for Patrick, Gary, and Nevin. Patrick and Gary are the product owners, and Nevin is the developer. And so I just listed a few products that they're known for, and we're going to kick right off into the presentation. All right, so if you stay tuned to the end of this presentation, you're going to be presented with 4 exclusive bonuses that you're going to be able to pick up if you decide to purchase perfect content today. I think once you see the demonstration, you'll really like it, and you'll get a better idea of what you can do with it. All right, so traditionally, when we talk about how you get content, and it doesn't matter what you're doing online, you need content, whether you're building up a website, whether you're putting up YouTube videos where you're trying to fill out a description, building a private blog network. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You need content for pretty much every single thing you do. So when it comes to figuring out how you get it, it's 4 main ways that you can go about doing it. You can write it yourself, which if you're not really a technical writer or you're not really experienced with writing, you may not be able to effectively reach your target market. You can outsource it. So you can go to iWriter, TextBroker, or any other website where you can hire somebody to write it. You can curate it by using article directories like Ezines or something like to that effect, where you can basically sample someone else's work by giving them credit for it. Or the 4th way, which we'll be talking about today, is you can use a content creator. And when you use a content creator, you're kind of using those 2 options. You're kind of combining those because you're going to be pulling other people's content from the content creator's database, and you're going to be able to essentially twist it and make it into your own, make it unique so you can use it and and make it into your own. And the benefit of being able to do that is you don't have to continue to pay for content, and you're going to be able to put it all over your websites or whatever you're trying to rank on the first page of Google. But the problem with most content creators is the ones I've used in the past, they've had a limited database of articles. So for example, if I was trying to rank for an affiliate marketing product and I needed content about that product, like Spin Rewriter, for example, that content creator may or may not have had any articles in his database that I could use to put on my Web 2.0s or whatever I wanted to put that content on. Or if it did have content, it was only pulling from a few sources, so the quality of that content was pretty poor. Also, some of them have expensive monthly fees. And so even if you're getting great content from it, if you're paying an expensive monthly fee on top of all the other monthly fees that you may have, it may not be cost effective for you. And then the last one, I can think of one in particular that I personally bought the lifetime version to, and then the product creator decided not to support it. So some of them are just simply not supported, which means you won't get constant updates as the search engines change where that database of information is coming from. So you want a good content creator that's going to be supported. It's got to be able to integrate with technology and different other SEO tools that you may be using it for. So just keep those things in mind when you think about what you need in a good content creator. All right, so here are some of the benefits of having the perfect content creator, the one we're talking about today. And you'll see a demonstration of this here shortly. Patrick and Gary have worked with Nevin to come up with the content creator that is going to give you 90% copyscape-free content before it spins it. So basically how this content creator works, and Patrick, you can jump in if I say anything that's not correct. Okay. This content creator goes out and it grabs content from URLs that are already ranking on the first page of Google. So right off the bat, you know you're grabbing good content that Google already likes. All right, so for example, if you type in dog training in this content creator, it's going to go out and pull different keywords all related to dog training. And it's going to pull articles that are already ranking on the first page of Google. And it's going to essentially mash these articles together to create one super spun article. And from there, you're going to be able to generate thousands and thousands of different variations of these articles and basically post them wherever you want. All right. So again, this content creator pulls content from URLs that are already ranking. It allows you to put in local modifiers. So for example, if you're using this to rank local client sites, it'll already put in the city, state, zip code type modifiers. It'll pull in images. It'll pull in, if you put in the YouTube channel URL, it'll pull in the videos from your channel and automatically embed those in the articles. A lot of article creators, a lot of content creators require proxies. You can run this with or without proxies. I've personally been using it without proxies, and that is a very appealing option to me, which that means it's not an extra expense that I have to go out and purchase proxies to use this. When people talk about push button software, this is push button software. It is very easy to use. And one of the best parts about this is Patrick and Gary fully support anything that they put out. So you're going to get access to a membership, a Skype only membership, and they have an actual website members area where you can get access to tutorials and updates and all that kind of stuff as they continue to develop this perfect content creator. Now, it is working, it is functional, it is ready to go. This is not a beta version of this, but keep in mind, they're so dedicated to making this thing the best thing on the market that they're constantly adding features day in and day out. There's going to be an API key added in the near future, and they're actually taking feedback from the members to see how you want to help contribute and get your feedback on what you think needs to go into this thing to make it even better. And that's one thing that I really liked about it, on top of the functionality that it provides. All right, so you may be thinking to yourself, all right, what do I really need with a content creator? Like, what is it going to do for me? So most content creators like this are mainly used for mass page sites. So if you're trying to build a nationwide site, a lot of people will use this to build mass page sites. But you can also use this for your private blog network content, Web 2.0s. And when I say Web 2.0s, I'm talking about like Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Blogger. I personally, for those of you in either one of my courses, TubeRank Explosion or Affiliate Takeover, I always talk about using the power of expired Web 2.0s to help rank your videos and your money sites. So just think about it. If you go out here, and I'll share a strategy with you in a second, but you're going to be able to use this content as your tier 1 content. So you can post these directly to Blogger. You can post these directly to your Tumblr page, and then you're going to be able to essentially backlink to your videos. You're going to be able to embed your videos on this content, and you're going to be able to use this to use snippets of it for your video descriptions. Now, a lot of people are lazy, and I've even gotten lazy over the years. But when it comes to ranking videos, the more keywords you can get to that description, and the better, the more LSI keywords, and the better you craft that description, you're going to potentially rank for more keywords if you have everything else SEO'd properly. So these are just 4 examples of what you can use this content creator for. And I'm sure as you all see these, you can think of even more uses that I may have skipped over. All right, so this is a quick strategy for anyone that just, all right, you saw those 4 examples, but you still can't wrap your mind around a potential strategy or a potential way that you could use these. And this strategy I'm sharing with you is something that I personally do on a regular basis. And so you can do this with ClickBank products, or so any kind of digital product, or if you're doing launch jacking. The first thing you would do is find a product to promote. So you would go to clickbank.com, maybe choose one of the best-selling products or something with decent high gravity. Choose a product to promote. And you can either create an affiliate site around that product, or if you were doing launch jacking, for example, it may just be one page on your money site. So for example, my website is lennysnetmarket.com. I do product reviews. So let's say I was doing a review for Spin Rewriter. The title of that will probably be Spin Rewriter Review, and that will be on my Lenny's Net Market website. So basically what I would do, I would create a review video. I could do that from text and images, or I could use a Creative Commons video that already exists absolutely free for you within YouTube. And then I would go out and find expired Web 2.0s. And the benefit of doing this is these expired Web 2.0s often have high page authority. They already have the high domain authority, but they also often come with high page authority. And essentially all you need to do from that point is, like I was talking about earlier, you would grab one of these unique articles that you get from the Perfect Content Creator, slap it on that Web 2.0, and then all you need to do is backlink to your original article that you wrote, and then embed your YouTube video. And you're talking about sending tons of authority and juice instantly to those properties that you're trying to rank. And I've literally ranked, I can't tell you how many videos I've ranked doing this exact same strategy. In fact, I have videos on the first page for keyword searches for keywords that get over 1,000 searches per month. And I've literally ranked those using the power of Twitter, Tumblr, and just other expired Web 2.0s. But the problem is when I start doing that, I don't have time to write a unique article on every Web 2.0. It just takes too much time. And honestly, unless you're paying for the content, you're really not going to have the time to do it. And if you aren't using unique content, you really aren't going to get these things to rank well, and they're going to eventually just get de-indexed. All right, so that's the strategy that I wanted to kind of walk through with you. Again, after we do the demonstration, we'll talk about some bonuses that you'll get if you decide to pick this up. But I want Patrick to give you guys a demonstration of how this thing works, just an overview of what it can do, and then we'll take any questions that you all have from there. And again, if you have any questions on anything that I've said thus far, you can go ahead and pop them in the chat box, and then I'll try to answer those questions as Patrick gives you a demonstration of the content creator.
Great explanation on that, Lenny. It's awesome. Let me just ask everybody a question out there. What are you guys using right now for your content creation? How are you generating your content? Just let us know in the box, while I get this set up, because it's important, for us to understand what it is that you guys like to do. And maybe to start that off, Lenny, what are some of the what are some of the other ones that you've been using, and what are your findings when you're using these other types of tools? So
I used to do a lot of GSA and Scrapebox type stuff where I was trying to rank and bank essentially. And SEO Content Machine was one of the the content creators that I was using, and it has a lot of functions, it has a lot of features, but what I found with it, it has a soft spin option, which basically leaves the content readable, but when you soft spin, it does not make it very unique. And what I mean by that is it has a lot of duplicate material in it, and it doesn't pass Copyscape, not anywhere close to the rate that this content creator does. And so when you have content and you're posting it in a lot of different places, eventually you just start getting duplicates all over the place, and that really affects your rankings. In fact, what I found, especially when doing this with Web 2.0s, if you don't have unique content, it doesn't have to be 100% unique, but if it's not, I say at least 90% or better, you're really not even going to get indexed, or you may get indexed temporarily, and then you're going to get de-indexed. Earlier, not to bash any other content creators, I purchased a lifetime version of the Wicked Article Creator, and again, same issue with that. A lot of the issues I had with that was the database of information. If I went to put an article on a particular niche, or on an affiliate product, like the popular affiliate product that had been out for several years, I just couldn't find the content that I needed to be able to post on these Web 2.0. So those are some of the challenges that I personally face with other content creators, but just using this, seeing how fast it pulls the information from websites that are already ranking. I mean, it gives you quality content, and then from there, you can integrate this with your favorite spinner. I personally use Spin Rewriter. So it'll take the content that your tool already creates, gives the uniqueness to it, and then once you integrate it with your spinner, it takes it to the next level and bumps up that uniqueness even higher. So when you slap it on that Web 2.0, you're guaranteed to get some rankings out of it, and you're going to have some awesome power backlinking to your money site.
What are some of the downfalls with some of the content that you were getting from, some of the other tools that you were using, and how much were they costing you?
So I can't remember the exact cost of Wicked Article Creator, but at the time it was a great deal for the price, and I bought it straight up. I bought the lifetime version of it. With SEO Content Machine, that I was paying, I want to say quarterly, so I was paying a little more than the average. But to be honest with you, that's one of the reasons that I got rid of it, because it wasn't spinning to the quality that I needed. It was either spinning too much, which meant the content was completely unreadable, made no sense, or it wouldn't spin enough. And either way, in both cases, it was affecting my rankings. So that's kind of why I moved away from them.
Okay. I'm having a storm here, so I'm having intermittent connectivity. Why don't you start up the Perfect Content software, and let's walk through it with everybody.
All right, here, let me bring it back up on my screen, and then I'll bring it up. Let me log into my VPS here, then I'll show my screen again.
So one of the nice things about utilizing this on a VPS, if you have one, is, you're not sucking up the resources of your computer when you're trying to run and get, the various content that we're going to get. So, while Lenny's doing that, I just want to share with you guys the ideas that we come up with to do this are really designed around the opportunity to create very, very 100% readable content out of the gate by mixing and mashing relevant keywords and sentences and paragraphs, together, that when you read it, it's perfectly readable straight out without any spinning. And that's a huge, huge benefit. And then it gives you the opportunity to go in and tweak it up a little bit for yourself so that it works and your content is there that you want it to produce for you. And then secondly, you are able to then, what Lenny was trying to say, is spin it. Now, a lot of times, most of these companies come and give you the ability to spin, but they don't give you the ability to create your own level of spin. And with that in mind, then you don't have any control over whether you get good spin or crappy terrible spin. The issue that we're dealing with here is that one of the advantages that you're going to have very shortly is we are integrating the Spin Rewriter API, but the interesting thing about what we're doing with the Spin Rewriter API is we're going to give you the option to create all of your own recipes. So you're going to be able to determine on your own whether or not you want high risk, low risk, whether it's for a second or third tier PBN, or whether it's something that you may want to put on a subsidiary page or a Tumblr, or a Google site, as well as descriptions for your YouTube videos. So that's one of the reasons why that's one of the reasons why it's important to notice when you see the content that it's going to create, how awesome it really is and how simple it is. So one of the things you might want to do, Lenny, is just see, there's only a few buttons. And one of the reasons we have that is to make it pretty simple, okay? So you want to put in your keyword, and you want to put in your keyword as generally as you can. And the reason is you want to get as much information about your keyword from as many variable sites as possible. Now, we're not going to go through a whole description here, but if you wanted to just use, how about somebody give me a keyword? Anybody just give me a keyword that you want us to search for, and let's kind of like do this live. Okay? Let's see what we got. Anybody got a keyword for us? Tony or Jim or Ken or one of the other ones? Keyword? Okay. How about dog training? Okay, let's do dog training. Tony wants us to look at dog training. So that's going to be our keyword. So in essence, right, we're not going to do a geo-targeted content at the moment. And we're not going to use our custom YouTube channel for the moment, but we could do that later. And if you'll notice, we have a custom image size. Now, for everybody on here, this is brand new as of today, right, Lenny?
Yep, because I was in it earlier about an hour ago, and I saw it pop up, and I was like, what in the world?
Okay, so we're constantly changing this. So let's go ahead and just run. If you go look at the very bottom right-hand corner, you see start. So
yep, I have this maximized, guys, because I have a lot of junk on my
that's fine.
My desktop here.
Better
so
for us to see it. So that's
so one thing, the first thing you want to do is choose a path here, because this is going to put all your content in a particular folder. So this is the path that I have on my VPS. But like Patrick was saying, you just put the keyword here. You can put more than one, but you really just want one seed keyword, because you'll see in a second here when I press start, this is going to go out and it's going to collect other keywords as well. So right now that's what it's doing. It's collecting the keywords, and it's going to go out and find related keywords to the word dog training. And you'll see that here in a second here. Hopefully, I opened up several versions of this, so hopefully it'll run while we talk here.
So what we're actually doing with this is we're not going to eZine article. We're not, going to some of these article places to try to get articles. Now, in a very, 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 oh my gosh, there's another surprise. Do you see the other surprise on the left-hand side of select all? I love it when we're,
that's right. Yeah, that's right. Save was not there before, right?
Yeah, I love it when we get suggestions from you guys that are using it, and then we're able to talk to our development team, and they work on it, and all of a sudden it pops up. So here's the advantage of having the save button. Just by using the basic dog training keyword, look at all of these LSI relevant keywords that we have that you can search for to get articles from, and they're all 100% relevant to our keyword. Okay? Does anybody see the absolute valuable importance of having this. These are keywords that are coming straight off of Google, straight off of websites, and they're now able to be saved so that you can use them for titles of your images, titles of your YouTube videos, titles of your blog posts, and so forth. So right now, we're going to hit the deselect all button because we don't want to run all these. But, let's just say, for example, you're looking at, just pick 3 or 4 unrelated ones that won't be on the same potential website. So dog collars, let's go down to dog training guide, and how about, let's scroll down a little bit more and go into another little different topic about how training dog toilet. Oh, what the heck? Okay. So let's just use those, and then,
All right, sounds good.
And then hit the OK button.
Sure. One thing I was going to say that you covered it, Patrick, but I want to say, because I actually did this earlier because I was testing this out. It sounds nice to select all, but you don't want to do this, especially if you don't have proxies in here, because it will crash on you, because it's trying to process a lot of information from Google at the same time, and you cannot do that from one IP address. So like Patrick said, I would highly advise just maybe selecting 3 or 5, and once you press OK, I'll let Patrick kind of explain what this is doing.
Okay. Well, at the moment now, we're going out and we're actually going to Google, and we're typing that keyword right into the Google search. And it is bringing up websites with the keyword based on Google search, and the content on those websites. We are going and scraping from the actual content, the written content, sentences and paragraphs, and putting them into a mixer folder. And with that, we're coming up with our own relevant, unique content from the content that's already out there, already on Google, already been approved by Google, already been scraped by Google. So it's there. And then we're bringing it back up. We're putting it in the bag like popcorn, and we're shaking it up. And then we're coming up and creating, our sentences and paragraphs from different of the places that we're scraping that are related to each other. And literally speaking, when we do this, Lenny, as I've shared with you before, we're getting a 95 to 97% relevant index score. So everything on these articles and on these pages, are very relevant to each other. So you can see in just a short period of time right there, we've already created and scraped, 20, articles that can now turn into hundreds or thousands of articles, depending upon how low risk or high risk you want to become in terms of your spin. Okay. So let's just say, for example, we picked one from dog collar and move that over, and then one from, dog training, move that over, and one from how dog training toilet, and move that over. Okay. So now we're pretty sure that we've got articles from 3 different websites. And then, from that, we move those over, and you just go ahead and hit the update. Okay. And look at that. If you scroll up to the top, it brought in an image. Okay. And there's other images that we put placeholders in. Now what's going to happen is, with the image that we're updating, everybody, you're going to be able to have another URL box in here for images that's going to tell us where we want to go get those images. And those are going to be your specific images. And with the bonus that I'm giving you today, with the image duplicator, what it does is it automatically, with a little bit of work on your part, spins all of the metadata into the image for you, whether it's the title, the description, the caption, or the alt tags. And we'll go ahead and have a little lesson on that later. But now you can bring in your images. Now you can go out and bring in your own YouTube videos and put in here. So Lenny, why don't you just read that first sentence?
Sure. So the title here is Dog Training Collars. It says, "Worried that you'll hurt your dog? Try it on your hand. I have. What you will feel is similar to what you will feel when you get a shock after touching a doorknob. Static. It's completely humane. And then this, hold on one second. This the GoToMeeting thing is blocking. I would never use it if it wasn't. In conclusion, the best dog training collars are fantastic aids that are not only very safe, effective, and practical, but also over time will prove to be a great investment that will pay for itself.
So with him reading that, how many of you think that that's really good English, or is it just crappy spun content that you get from an Ezine article that's respun by Spin Rewriter or some of the other ones? You know, just give me a 1 in a box if you think that's really, really good content.
That's awesome content.
Okay, super.
So just imagine having this article on like I was talking about earlier. It can be Web 2.0 of your choice, but just imagine if you had this on an expired Tumblr with a page authority of 45, and you have a relevant article that you're trying to rank, a ClickBank product video, and now you have your video embedded in this article, and you also have a link back to maybe an article review that you did on your money site. So now you have an article that was already ranking in Google's eyes. It has now probably unique content up to 95%, and we haven't even implemented a spinner yet. So we didn't do it in the beginning, but I already have my API key in here for Spin Rewriter. And in a second here, when I press update article, if I had made any changes to this, I could press update article. Those updates would save, and then I could kind of move my way down each article in the list, make any updates that I see fit. And then from there, we would just press finish. And I'll show you what that does in a second. Patrick, do you have anything else? I didn't mean to cut you off there. Sorry.
No, that's fine. But in this box, this is an edit box, right? So
right.
if you read through it and you want to make a change or you want to add a geo-target now, the reason I don't like to necessarily use geo-targeting is it limits the content sometimes that we get. And quite frankly, it doesn't matter what city or state that you're in. If you're doing any niche at all, you're going to get the same questions from, Kansas pretty much as you are from New York City, okay? Right. So, there's no point in limiting the content from a geo-targeted perspective, but now within the edits here, you can now put in your geo-targeted code, short codes, and then when you create the spin or you create more of the same article, you can have those short codes already built into it, and that is an edit box. So you can go and edit anything that you want. And type in, dog training collars, Alabama or Atlanta, Georgia. You can see Lenny's making those changes right there, right? So the content is great. You're not going to get, garbage because it's not garbage in. It's great content to start with. So the other interesting piece is if you look at the bottom under where Lenny's got the edit button, look at the HTML button. So here's the simplistic portion of what you can do right here. That is the entire code, the source code of that article, right? So really all you have to do is copy it and paste it into your page of your web builder or, any page that you have that will take the HTML, and it will now be complete content with images, with a URL for your YouTube. We didn't put that in here, but your YouTube channels. So let me ask you this. If you've got perfect content and you've got an image that has the perfect metadata that supports the content on the page, and you've got your own video that has the same title on the video from the image of the content that you've already built that represents the content on the page, what do you think Google is going to do? Are they going to say this is spammy, or are they going to know what this page is all about and potentially give you higher ranks for this? Okay? So look out the HTML page that you just had, and you can go in there, and if you don't like it, you can add your own video. So like, say like, line 210, you could just hit, enter, and then put the HTML code in there or the embed code for your own video. If you don't have one specifically in here that you want to use, just use your own. And my take on it is, why do I want to use somebody else's image, and bring their metadata into my, my website? I don't want to do that. Why do I want to bring somebody else's YouTube video, that's not necessarily 100%, optimized for the content on the page and the topic at hand? I don't want to do that. So that's why we've gone the extra step and provided everybody with the opportunity to bring in your own images and to bring in your own YouTube video. Does that make sense? Give me a one if everybody understands and sees how beautiful that is. There you go. We're bringing in the YouTube. Boom. Save.
Let me mute that real quick. My VPS is sliding all over the place here. All right, so
that happens quite a lot.
I think I may have to press update article here.
So, yeah, Mike gets it, Sally gets it, Jenny gets it, William, Jennifer has a question here. It's like, her question is, when you were to have checked the YouTube channel before, Lenny, in other words, by doing that, you would be bringing in automatically for every single one of these articles that you're building.
Exactly.
A video from your YouTube channel, right?
Right.
So you wouldn't have to change the HTML because that's going to be your specific YouTube that's going to be in the article.
Exactly. So what I was doing just now is kind of like, if I forgot, I guess I could showing you could still go back and edit because you have access to the code, but you're absolutely right. That's probably the best way to do it from the jump.
Right. No, exactly. And it does put it in the placeholder, and you can move them around, you can put them where you want. And that's one of the reasons why from all of the other article builders, and I'll just ask Lenny this because you've been doing this, I don't want people to take my word for it. How many of them that you have used allow you to build and instantaneously create an HTML page for your G sites, or not your G sites because they don't take HTML anymore unless you use Classic, but for your page builders or anything else? Are you familiar with any of them that do that?
I was going to say it may just be my ignorance, but I'm not familiar with any of them that generate the HTML page.
Right. And as far as I'm aware, none of them do. And if they did, it would probably be pretty crappy. So do you have your spin credentials in there so you can show everybody that if we take this article and spin it, what we end up with?
Yep. So I can just press finish, right?
Yep.
All right. So you see when I press finish, it's basically asking me, do I want to spin all 3 articles that are right here? You simply press yes, and then it'll go out and spin. And while that's doing that, I'll tell you what I was doing with this in the background. You'll see I had the keyword, I ran this earlier with keyword Shopify because I was going to show there's someone doing a product launch on Munchai on the 10th, on July 10th for a Shopify related product. And I was going to show you what you can kind of do with this thing. So let's say you're into launch jacking and you want to try to get something on the first page. This is the product that I was trying to show an example with, but my VPS kept freezing up on me. But basically, this is how this would work. If you went to launch jacking, you would find a product that's going to be launching very soon. And the product I saw is called Shopurator. And this is a Shopify training course. Now, obviously, because this course is not out yet, there's probably not a lot of content in Google. If you go to Google and you type in this keyword, I looked earlier, there are a few people that have put up review videos. But sometimes if there's not a lot of content that has been there for a little while, content creators will have trouble pulling back information. So if you ever try to do this for a launch jack and you don't get any information for the product keyword that you're trying to rank for, then what you want to do is find related keywords. And because this is a Shopify training course, how to make money on Shopify, the next best thing is to put in a related keyword. And in this case, it was Shopify. And so what I was doing is I went through the drill that we just went through with Patrick with the dog training example. And then I'll show you what the content comes out after your articles are all matched together. You'll end up with a super spun article. And so what I was trying to do, I grabbed my article here from the body and I plugged it into this Spintax tool that I copied and pasted the entire article, and then I just generated one unique version. And so from here, this would basically be my YouTube description or from Web 2.0 if I wanted to take it that far. And I would just pull snippets of information from this and restructure it in my description however I want it to. Now just think about how much time that saves, and you pretty much can do this without thinking, because normally when you're writing a YouTube description, after you keyword stuff 15, 20 times, you really don't have anything else to say. But having relevant content from a source that was already ranking is a great benefit. So back to our dog training example, Patrick, give us an understanding of what we're looking at here, if you don't mind.
Well, I mean, basically, because of the quality of the spin, you go ahead and hit generate a new article in your spinner, and you can then read it, and then you can edit some of the things that you may want to edit out if it's not to your standard and to your quality, okay? But mostly, if you utilize the low-risk environment, you're going to have a fairly readable piece. Now, here's one thing that we're going to do as another upgrade, Lenny, and a bonus to everybody is I am dreadly fearful of using Spin Rewriter, Word AI, any of these spinners out there, because historically, no matter how you use them within these particular programs with the API, the owner of the product, i.e. me and Gary, we do care about what your content is. Most of the other people that integrate an API with Spin Rewriter, they just put it out there, take a couple settings, and give you back what you have no control over, okay? So here's what we're doing. Within the next 60 days, we are going to create an API directly with Spin Rewriter, but every single one of the API boxes that can be checked for how you want your content to be spun, Lenny, is going to be up to you to check, not up to me. So we're giving full control over all those API, modules and sections that you can pick. You want low risk, medium risk, high risk. You want internal spin. You want sentence spin. You want paragraph spin. Whatever it is that you want within that environment, you're going to be able to generate that yourself. And one of our very good friends, Tim Parker, has created a couple recipes, okay? And when he's using Perfect Content and he's using the Spin Rewriter recipes, he's generating 97 to 98% unique, verifiable, readable content that would pass, virtually anybody's, especially the manual review from Google. And that's what we're really looking for. But it's important for us to give you the control. If you want to be risky, you be risky. It's not up to me to take your hard efforts and make those risky when you don't want to be risky. Does that make sense?
Makes a lot of sense.
So if you want to create something that's like a tier 1, you're low risk and you use our recipe for 97. If you want to put it on a tier 3 PBN, go for it. You don't care what it reads. You just want it out there with content and some links, right?
Right.
So that's pretty much what you're looking at right here. And the beautiful part about this as well, by doing it this way, how many different versions of this can you have? I think the answer is going to be in the tens of hundreds of thousands, right? Based on the variations.
Right.
So if you take an article and spin it, and you take another article that's spun, and you put that article in YouTube, and you take another article and spin it, you put it in your metadata of your image, and then you take another one and spin it, and you put it on your page, do you think all three of those are going to be related to each other?
Exactly. Not only are they going to be related, I can almost guarantee you, because I've done this countless times with affiliate launches. You're going to rank on the first page of Google, especially if you're doing launch jacking. I don't know if I don't know who's on the line because it doesn't let me see the names of the attendees. But as far as affiliate launches go, you can rank a Tumblr for a product name review almost with no content, just having the title and having the article structured properly. You can almost do that with no content. But imagine if you have a well-written article like this with high uniqueness, and this is a new term in Google. So for the most part, if you think about it, all the people that you're trying to rank videos with, or your competitors, if you will, most of these people are being lazy. They're copying and pasting from the vendor's JV page. They're copying from the sales page. So a lot of the content they're using is already considered duplicate content. And we all know Google's looking for the most unique, the most fresh content to provide to their users. They want to provide the best user experience. So if you're using a tool like this that's able to provide a lot more uniqueness than what your competitors are providing, I mean, just imagine the results that you can get out of that on top of on what you're already doing. So we're talking, there's countless numbers of Web 2.0s you can rank. You can literally dominate the first page for affiliate launches or local marketing or pretty much whatever you want to do.
Exactly. One of the other on-page SEO features that somebody suggested to us, Lenny, that I'm not sure if I mentioned this to you or not, but within the edit field, there's two things that we're working on. One is we know that our pages, not overly done, but should be linking out to authority sites based on the topic that we're speaking about. So, if it's if we're talking about mesothelioma, we want to link out to WebMD mesothelioma. So we're going to build a linking box so that you can put in your anchor text, and you can put in your not only the anchor text but the links to authority sites, and you'll be able to spin those. So on every single page and every single article that we create that's spun, you're going to have external links out to these authority sites, to the degree that you want, and also using the click here type anchor text and so forth. So we're going to get that SEO value as well. And from that particular arena, you can now, Lenny, decide that you want to link out to your other sites, or you might want to link out to a sitemap, okay? Or you might want to link out to your YouTube channel, okay? Or you might want to link out to another image that you have on Flickr, Picasa, Imgur, any one of those. So you see how all of that makes what we're doing look more human than most of these other, high-priced, article spinner, rewriter, all that stuff. You got to have the spinners, but you got to have the great content to start with, and then you can create great environment. One of the other things, and then we'll be done and we'll take some questions, is we have a lot of people that are into, and I think, Lenny, you are as well, RSS mashing.
Right.
Okay. So does everybody in here know what RSS mashups are and how to work them? Give me a 1 if you do, a 2 if you don't, please. Okay. A couple 1s, couple 2s. So Lenny, give a brief description of the benefit of taking, let's say, the first sentence or the title and the first sentence of the first 3 paragraphs of our article and putting that into like an RSS feed, and then mashing it up with, WebMD or whatever on their RSS feeds.
So you're really going to do a couple of different things when you do that. A lot of people don't know this, but using RSS feeds, and especially when you mash these together, is a great way to get your content indexed first of all, especially on your money sites. But when you do it like what Patrick was saying, and you mesh your RSS feeds with an authority site like WebMD, it's almost like going to a party and taking a picture with a celebrity. So in Google's eyes, you're going to be seen kind of with that authority. So it's going to kind of rub off on you. You may not necessarily have any authority to your website, but you're going to kind of get some favor over your competitors that aren't doing this. So in addition to the indexing benefit, grabbing those first few paragraphs where you're going to hopefully have your keywords mixed in, you're going to get the relevancy from that, and you're also going to get the benefit of matching that with an authority site that has already proven to be kind of the top dog in that niche or for that keyword.
Right. So you're getting like what I call side-by-side authority. You're standing side by side, well, let me put it to you this way. Politics aside, okay? If you were in a picture with Donald Trump, and I said politics aside, okay, or Mahatma Gandhi, okay, let's say, something like that, or the Dalai Lama, and you were in a picture with them and shaking hands and his arm was around you, would people think that you knew that person and some of that potential authority would transfer to you because, you were in that same picture and there was an association that you guys were friends? Do y'all see the value of that association? Just give me a 1 if you do, and then understand that that's what Lenny's trying to share with you is by taking your content and putting it into a snippet and associating it with an authority. Just by the association factor, you're getting your content more highly recognized and more highly ranked that way because of that. So exactly. That's another element that we're building. So I just want to let you all know that, this is not just a one and done. This is an ongoing process that's going to live for a very long time. And, that's, where we are. So if anybody has any questions, you want to, put them in here, or you want to raise your hand and let me unmute you and ask a question, please feel free to do so, at this time before we get into the bonuses and, where else we're going to go. Okay? Let me see. Jim, Tony, Mike, Sally, Mary, Kenny, any of you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask at this time, or is it just perfect content and we've done a great job explaining it? Looks like nobody has any real questions at this time. Now here's one about what we were talking about with the RSS. Do you have to put links in your RSS feed? No, you don't, because what you do is the RSS feed that you create is automatically going to link back to, the site that you're creating it from. So when you create that RSS feed, it's almost like a sitemap feed that's coming through, from that content. So that's a great question. Okay, Lenny, why don't you just kind of go through, the bonuses of what we're going to give everybody, if they decide that this is for them, and, we'll go from there.
All right, sounds good. So let me jump to the bonuses slide. All right, so Patrick, because I'll let you talk to the benefits of your free image duplicator, but really quickly, I'll kind of summarize the bonuses here. So you see 4 exclusive bonuses that you're going to get if you pick up the tool today, and they're going to be in the next slide here. You'll see the link to where you can check out the pricing, because there are a couple of different pricing options depending on which way you want to go. But first, you're going to get Patrick's free image duplicator, and we talked about the benefits of being able to pull in an image, especially when you can manipulate the metadata for that image prior to putting it in. And you can link whatever you want to that image that ultimately links back to your money site. So being able to pull that into whatever the page you create is going to give you excellent benefits with that. Gary threw in a very cool domain authority stacking guide. It's called, my thing here is blocking it. Sorry, 1 second. It's called the Untold Secrets by Gary Efron. this is a high-level overview of how you can take your domain authority stacking to the next level. And this is exactly what Gary teaches in his ultimate video ranking course, and what the ranking factor tool ultimately automates. But this is, Gary's always thinking outside of the box, so you'll really like this guide on how to take that to the next level. Now, Spintax Genius is by Michael Bowles and Frank Thomas. It is similar to the web page you saw that I had pulled up, the Spintax tool, but it is like that tool times 10, because my tool, I have to go through and manually fix stuff in it. They've got theirs set up to where, Patrick, you could probably explain it better than me, but they have it where you can have this thing customized to where if you need, let's say 5,000 characters, because that's all you can fit in the YouTube description, you can customize it to tell the tool how much content you want to pull from the article. So there is no, oh man, I got too much content, let me backspace to get the perfect amount. This tool is going to be able to take any spun article and spit out a unique article that you can quickly paste wherever you want. And correct me if I'm wrong, Patrick, I think you can do a couple lines or a couple sentences for RSS feeds or like Twitter posts. Is that correct?
Yeah, for all of that. I like it, because I can create titles for my images and titles for my, pages and titles for my videos.
Exactly.
So, and that if you set it for 100 characters, the nice thing is you don't have to worry about it. You can just put, a boatload of crap in there. I don't mean it bad crap. I just stuff your titles, and it'll spin them up and give you all the variations of your titles, but it'll make sure that none of them are greater than 100 characters, so you won't violate like YouTube in the title, title box, right? So think of it this way. With this particular product, which I love and I use it all the time now, is when you're in YouTube, you've got your YouTube channel description box, which is 1,000 characters, and you've got your video box for description, which is 5,000 characters, okay? And then you've got your tags, which are, I think, 450 characters. I'm not sure. But
and the playlist description as well.
Yeah, and the playlist and everything else. So now you've got the ability to just bing, bang, boom, put them in there. It strips out all the HTML, characters so that you don't have to worry about that, and brings it down to an easier level for what you're spinning. And this is an awesome tool. And let me just say this tool was created, and the idea was born during the webinar we did for Michael. And after the webinar, he and Frank got together and they created this product.
Exactly. So that tool is fantastic for quickly grabbing. So that last step that we did when we created that super spun article, if you wanted to grab a portion of that and put it in Spintax Genius, again, you'll be able to quickly get content that you can post pretty much wherever you want. The last bonus is the Affiliate Takeover membership. Again, for some reason, it's not letting me see who the attendees are, but if you're already in Affiliate Takeover and you're not in TubeRank Explosion, then I'll give you free membership to TubeRank Explosion, and vice versa. If you're in TubeRank Explosion and you're watching this, then obviously you get 100% free membership to Affiliate Takeover. That doesn't include the one-time offers, but you will have access to the members-only Facebook group where you can ask questions or post questions anytime. Again, anytime that somebody purchases one of my courses, you also have direct access to me as well, where you can hit me up on Skype or Facebook and ask questions. But that Affiliate Takeover course is a step-by-step affiliate ranking course. So if you're in launch jacking or you want to learn how to rank for ClickBank products that are recently launched, that's going to teach you how to do it step-by-step. And nothing is left out on that. It has a unique ranking strategy that has a lot to do with Web 2.0s. You heard me say the word Web 2.0 quite a bit on this presentation. And so the tool, the content creation tool, Spintax Genius, and what you'll get from this course, be it Affiliate Takeover or TubeRank Explosion, I mean, you got a hell of a combination where you can go out there and take everything that you have here, just these bonuses alone. With this tool, you can go out and dominate pretty much wherever you want.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question. Let me give you a real brief discussion. I got a couple of people, Lenny, that are asking, I want to buy. You want to just go ahead and pop up the buy screen for us, please?
Sure.
The links on it. The on the image duplicator, how many of you actually take the time to fill out just the 4 fields of an image when you upload it from your hard drive to the WordPress media data center? How many of you fill out all 4 of them properly? Okay. Give me a 1 if you do, a 2 if you don't. Okay. Exactly. About 80% to 90% of the people do not do it because it's a pain in the ass and it takes a lot of time, especially if you have a lot of images. So what we do is we automate it. So I've taken those 4 fields and created a template where you can, and this is why I love the Spintax Genius, is because I now can take that and it will give me the actual spin code that I can put into my image duplicator title field, and it will create as many images as you want with that title field, and it will also modify the size of the image so that they're totally unique. It will take the Spintax content from Spintax Genius and it will put it in, and it will fill the description out, Lenny, for your image. And the same with your alt, and the same with, your captions, if you want to do those. So the beautiful part is you can take the same image, make 50 of the same image, and every image that you make is different, but they're all LSI compatible. So no matter what image you put on your site, based on the title, the data within the image is going to support the data that's on the page. And what does Google tell us about images? I don't know what the flip they are because nobody told me what they are. And we read the information around the page, but if the data in the image is equal to the data around the page, they know what your image is about and your rankings are much better. Very simple. So the combination of all these tools, that we have, are just giving you an arsenal of being able to get good content, which everybody needs, and do it properly, and make it very simple for you. So it looks like everybody's like I'm in, I want it now, can't wait, want to get my hands on it. So for being here today with us, you're going to get these bonuses, and we appreciate it. Is there any questions that anybody has at this time that you'd like us to answer before we say thank you? And we've been here about an hour, and I pretty much, we have a Skype group. It's very active. I mean, Lenny, you're in a Skype group. Is it one of those that is, nobody talks on a daily basis?
No, it's always something going on, and I really like it because if I have a question in the middle of the day, it's enough members to where I can get an answer without having to wait for Patrick or Gary. Let's say they're busy. One of the other members can say, hey, I've done that or I've tried that. This is the solution. So it's always great to have that support from other members as well. And that's the same thing you get in with Affiliate Takeover or Tool Break Explosion, Facebook group of over 500 people where you can just pop in there and ask a question, and that saves you having to shoot me an email at support. And if I'm awake, I'm online. So, you'll get an answer pretty quick within, I say, definitely less than 24 hours.
Super. That's great. Lenny and Gary and I, let me give you guys a clue. Gary's 66, I'm 65, and the other people that we work with are in our 60s. Now, some of you guys might be laughing at that, but let me tell you what that means. It means that we come from a different time. We come from a time where when you do something, you want to make sure that you do it right. And when you do it right, you want to make it better. And then you want to make it better. And then you want to make it better. That's how Gary and I think with what we're accomplishing with every single one of our tools that we develop. We're not interested in creating a product and, making some money and then not supporting it. That's why the pricing structure is the way that it is. Some people don't like monthly. Some people just want lifetimes. They're there. But, if you don't support the tools and you don't have the recurring income to support the tools, then those tools die and all the money that you spent has been wasted and gone for naught. And I think, Lenny, you've experienced that a few times yourself, right?
Exactly.
So, we appreciate you all being here this evening. And we're going to do a recording, and we'll have that up here probably later tonight or tomorrow. If you want to share this with some of your friends and colleagues that would be interested in having this in their portfolio of tools. And, we just want to thank you all for coming. Just give me a 1 if you thought that this was helpful and you think it's awesome. And 2 if you just think your old guy's full of crap. Okay. Well, fortunately, we didn't get any 1s, so we're thankful for that. All right, Lenny, I appreciate it, and we'll sign off, and thank you much.
Yep. Thanks, everybody.